The dark mark burned across my forearm, sharp, commanding. The summoning had come at dusk, and I obeyed as I always had. But this time I carried something heavier than fear in my chest. Back at Hogwarts, I left Spook curled on my desk, his tail twitching in sleep. I paused before the fire, watching the glow dance over the stone, and I whispered a single promise to the cat as though he could understand. I'll protect her, no matter what. Then I apparated. The gathering place was dark, reeking of mold and rot. The other Death Eaters stood in a semicircle, cowled figures murmuring quietly among themselves. I recognized them all, each twisted by devotion or fear, or both. He arrived without sound. The murmuring stopped. Every head bowed. I dropped to one knee.
"Severus,"
came that familiar hiss, curling like smoke around the name. I stood when beckoned. His pale, spider-like fingers gestured lazily toward me. Red eyes gleamed like coals in the dimness.
"You've been quiet."
He said, drawing the words out with slow menace.
"Detached, distracted."
I bowed my head just slightly. I have served, as always.
"Have you?
He mused, pacing slowly, hands clasped behind his back.
And yet, the witch, the mute one, still missing."
My jaw tensed. I do not know where she is, my lord. His gaze snapped toward me, serpent-like.
"No, not even after spending such a cozy time in her little hovel."
His mouth twisted in something too cruel to be called a smile.
"She had eyes for you. I saw it. I wonder, what would she say if she could speak?"
He moved closer and I held my ground.
"What was it about her, Severus? That soft look in her eyes? The way she clung to you? The kindness?"
He leaned in, voice barely a whisper now.
"Or was it just that she was yours, and not mine?"
My heart slammed against my ribs. Why does he keep asking about her? It was more than vengeance, more than punishment. He wanted something. "She is nothing, my lord," I said carefully. "A girl, weak, frightened. What use could she be to you?" He studied me in silence. Then he chuckled. Low, dry, unsettling.
"Oh, Severus, I've always admired your clever tongue. So precise, so controlled. But you forget. I know you, better than anyone."
He turned away again, but his words drifted back like smoke.
"Find her, or I will."
The meeting dissolved after that, his warning ringing in my ears. I disapparated the moment I was dismissed, my wand tight in my grip, my breathing shallow. Why does he care? Was it control? Power over something that had slipped from his reach? Or had he seen something in her, something dangerous, something worth fearing? I returned to Hogwarts under cover of night, slipping through the castle like a shadow. When I opened the door to my chambers, Spook leapt down from a shelf and padded to my feet, letting out a sharp meow. I crouched beside him, brushing my fingers through his fur. "She's not safe," I whispered. "He's still looking." And now, more than ever, I had to find out why. I couldn't sleep that night. Voldemort's words repeated like a curse behind my eyes.
"Find her, or I will."
He knew something, or he suspected. But what? She had no known magical prowess beyond domestic spells, healing potions, and a fondness for silent company. She had no family of importance, no allegiance to the Order, and no history in the war. And yet, she had him asking about her more than once. She mattered. That was enough to make her a target. The fire in my chambers burned low. Spook leapt onto my desk, brushing against the stack of letters I hadn't opened. I sat back in my chair, rubbing my forehead. The night dragged on like molasses, heavy with dread. She was out there somewhere, and if Voldemort was still asking, he would never stop. The next morning I slipped out of Hogwarts on a pretense of potion supplies in Hogsmeade. In truth, I walked the narrow streets with one eye on every face, hoping by some miracle I might see her again, hooded, hidden, watching from a window. No sign of her. Of course.